What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, your host, Anthony Sain. Here with my guy, Kenny Stubblefield, on the other side of the World Wide Web.
I'm pissed off.
What you pissed off about?
It's hot.
Oh, it's hot as hell.
And we got some soft college football coaches. Sorry.
Yeah, hey, we're going to talk about all that, bro. Y'all, we're going to talk about all that. It's too late in August to be this hot, too, bro. This shit is kind of
late, man. What is going on, man?
Yeah, one day we felt some fake fall coming through, but it's been hot as shit outside.
You started talking a couple weeks ago. You were talking about hoodie season, and I'm like, bro,
I thought I felt that shit coming. You know, you
summer,
gonna get a fake fall in Memphis. You gonna
the
get
summer is not ready. The summer is not. The summer's gonna flex one more time. I can promise you that.
Yeah, it's over. It's over, bro. Got a good show today. My man Parish Sharkey, the Memphis Grizzlies reporter for Bluff City Media.
He's the beat reporter, man.
The beat reporter, my bad.
He ain't the beat writer.
No, he did writing shit and get up out of here, man.
Writing is
we ain't writing shit, man. We ain't writing shit, bro. If you see an article, Bluff City Media, some rogue degenerate out here doing them joints, man. Somebody ain't gone rogue.
Hey, I want to say something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a local content creator that has done anything for Bluff City Media in the past, please don't file for credential requests under our name without talking to me first.
Wait, somebody did this shit?
Yeah. Just want to throw that out there to you, man.
For real?
Yeah, bro. I want to just tell y'all to relax, man. Like,
damn.
You got to talk to me before you do that.
We're going to talk about all that type of stuff, man. It's a perfect segue in what we're going to talk about today. We got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff to talk about with Paris today for basically slow. None of the sports that I like to talk about are going on. Except for your boy, that's Justin Fuente. What's my boy name?
Mike Norvell.
Florida Mike Norvell. That his finessing ass, the most finessing coach in college football.
Stop it.
Shit, man. It's a finesse god, bro.
I can tell you who a finesse god is.
Hey, that's why your boy got his ass banned, man. We're going to talk about my boy, Coach Prime. The banning y'all folks, bro. Do not play with my boy, Coach Prime. Banned. I don't know who the media outlet is, man, but he got their hands up out of there.
It's CBS Sports. No.
Yeah.
No, the one that got banned was from like the Denver Post or something like that.
Hey, that's how it be sometimes, bro. That's how it be sometimes. And it's crazy. We had a conversation. Me, you, and Parish had a conversation off air, right? We were talking about how the media landscape is changing, and we talked about how Parish's role is going to look different this year. What he does for Bluff City Media,
it has to. Yeah,
it has to, right? Because it's a change in media landscape. And with that being said, man, like I said, and I had a conversation today with the Grizzlies PR today, right? And they asked a question about would I be covering an event that I'm going to? And I said, okay, I realized I had to code switch. I realized I had to speak their language.
You have to. Yeah.
I'm like, to them, covering something means I'm going to be sitting there quiet.
Right.
I'm going to be taking notes, and I'm going to write this awesome article that I'm going to post at 10 o'clock tonight.
Right.
For the people who stay up late and the people in the morning to see a revised version of it. Like, no, I'm not doing that. And
we don't do that.
And I had another conversation with them a few weeks ago. We were just talking about how the landscape of media has changed. And I think that's a real thing, bro. Like that's a conversation we just had with Parish. And when I said all that to say this about the Coach Prime situation, media itself is changing, and I'm not sure that a lot of media publications realize that media is changing and the role that media plays in this ecosystem of information. I don't think a lot of media companies understand how it's changed. I'm gonna take you back in history, Kenny stuff. There used to be a time where teams actually needed media publications to serve a major role for them. They were if they had something awesome going on, they needed these teams to come in, write these stories, write these articles, go on the news, go on radio shows, and put out the information about the team. They needed those publications to do those things. We live in a totally different time, bro.
They don't need that anymore, do they?
These teams are doing these things on their own. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Bluff City Media not Bluff City Media, Grind City Media breaks their own news. You know what I mean? They put their own information out. They drop these press releases. The internet is kind of the internet started the need the where we didn't need these people as much. You know what I mean? And if you're not adjusting to that, you're gonna get left behind. In the days of guys who are beat reporters or columnists for these publications, having access to a team and then just saying all these derogatory things because I'm the press and I'm this big bad columnist. Those days are over, man. Because teams like, you know what, we create our own information, but we really don't need you for anything like that. the leverage in that relationship is just not what it used to be even 5 years. Now, do I think now I haven't looked much into this Coach Prime situation, but I heard some of the words that were being described, that were used to describe Coach Prime. Now I'd be like, dude, go fuck yourself. Like, no, I'm not deal with you. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna. You basically call me a fraud. You're questioning my validity, is the things I say about my faith, all these type of things. No, bro, you're not doing that crap. And I could take this down a much deeper lane, because as a person who doesn't really pay much attention to college football, something that I have kind of noticed is whenever you're one of the meek, mild black coaches, they get ran up out of these programs really fast. Like, they have any type of lack of success. I've seen these guys get ran up out of here quickly, bro. Like by media guys. Like they bite their teeth into these guys and they get them up out of there. And Coach Prime's like, no, I'm not that dude. Like, you're not just gonna just throw all these terms and things about me and get me up out of here, because it's just not gonna work like that. And I think people have to understand, man. Like, I don't know why, because we had this conversation. He was like, well, Coach Prime's got to start winning. Like, since when are we asking a guy who's second-year coach of a team that had one win the year he got there, why are we expecting him to make this just super turnaround for this team in year two? Those aren't expectations we put on anybody else. And I know Coach Prime talks a lot of shit, and he's fucking Coach Prime, so that's why these expectations come from. But like, taking all nonsense aside, why are we acting like Coach Prime should be doing something, remarkable in Colorado?
Is there any
remarkable? He's made that team. He's made that university extremely relevant in less than a year's time.
Right.
And like I said, that's a big deal, bro. Like, and like I said, Coach Prime is a different case. He's a different type of coach. But I just think a lot of these publications have to realize we don't matter as much as we used to. And in Bluff City media, we've had to say, okay, we need to go back to the drawing board. We need to change our strategy. We aren't the Daily Memphis. We're not the commercial appeal. So why are we trying to do what they do?
We're never going to compete with
exactly. We'll never compete, but nobody's going to wake up to read. I wonder what Roman Cleary has to say about, this. Even though that does happen.
And as much as I love Parish, nobody's getting up and going, man, I got to read Parish's insider insights.
Right. And there are people that do that, but that can't be what sustains us. That can't be what we put out in front of. And we have to adapt to a different culture, man. It's just a different culture. And I think these guys who have these arrogant stances of, hey, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to write this article talking bad about the people that I cover, and then also expect them to grant me full access. Like, those days are just over, man. And you're going to see more and more schools, more and more professional programs do these type of things. You know what I mean? Like, this is something I've had to realize. Like, I can't be super derogatory about the Grizzlies and expect the Grizzlies to roll out the red carpet for me. We joked about the draft night thing, right? When I didn't get the thing, and it wasn't nothing personal towards me. It was literally an issue that had nothing to do with me personally. Right. But that did show me, when I had conversations with the Grizzlies, that, hey, it's a push and a pull situation, bro. And like I told them to their face, and I'll say this on the air, I don't particularly need you guys for nothing. I would like some of the perks that come with being credentialed, but I don't need the Grizzlies to credential me for anything to do what we do on this show, or for me to do what I do on social media, for me to do what I do at all. You know what I mean? I would prefer it. I mean, it's cool. You know what I mean? It is, it opens up doors from the kids with the Silent Media Group. I keep calling them kids, the young people with the Silent Media Group. But I don't have that type of relationship with them where I've got to be in the locker room or getting quotes. And I don't need that stuff to come out here and do what I do, twice a week for an hour. But for guys that are working for these publications, that are publicists for these newspapers, and not publicists, columnists for these newspapers, and beat writers and all type of things, you've got to the days of I'm the mighty pen. Your pen is not as mighty as it used to be, and we're seeing that in situations like this Coach Prime thing.
If I can speak to the counterpoint of that,
go ahead.
The relationships don't have to be adversarial, though, right? Like they do was saying some strong stuff about Coach Prime. Come on. Yes, right.
The adversary started with him.
But I would also say, this is also coming from a guy in Coach Prime who, prior to coaching at Jackson State, was in the media for the NFL Network, right?
Yeah,
was a media member for the NFL Network and had some of the most strong takes about NFL players and NFL front offices and GMs.
But he also wasn't asking to be credentialed to anybody's team. He stood on his platform, said what he had to say, and could totally do that without being connected to any team, any practice, any huddle, any game, anything. He didn't need any of that. He could stand on that podium. He could stand behind that desk and say whatever he had to say.
The reason I brought that up is not because not because I want him to have like I want him to go, well, they should be able to say whatever they want about me and I should give them full access. It's more so a relationship of how can we not work together, because that's not the media's job. It's not the coach. It's not the administration or the coaching staff's job to work with the media. But I do think that there is a level of how can we cultivate a relationship that is mutually beneficial for everybody, because while the landscape is changing, absolutely the landscape is changing for media companies in the entirety of sports media. There still is fans and people that pay attention to what Bluff City Media, Commercial Appeal, Daily Memphian, they still, the 92.9, Ground City Media, they still pay attention to what we do.
Oh yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be doing this if I felt like nobody was listening.
If nobody was listening to you, we probably wouldn't be doing this show twice a week, right? And I think it's just one of those things where it's like there's got to be a way to create a less adversarial relationship, because that is what, as somebody who is around a lot of the programs in the city, there are times, especially with this upstart company that is Bluff City Media, and I'll just speak this truthfully out there. There are times where I feel like we are treated like an adversary media company compared to the more established, old school.
Smoke with nobody. We just
we're out here just doing our jobs.
We
right?
got our audience, and we trying to cultivate our audience and our community. We don't want no smoke with none of these programs, man. And anything we say on here is in jest. We don't have any really hard takes about none of this crap.
And I guess that's my whole thought is like, how can we, like, if you were to like get down to the nuts and bolts of it, how much of it percentage wise is it the media's responsibility to acquiesce to what the administration wants, or is it both everybody to come together and let's try to do this thing together?
I think it'd be cool if everybody could come together, but it's still at the end of the day, man, there's somebody that has to control and somebody that doesn't. And
it's true.
The big media companies, the Commercial Appeals, the Daily Memphians, they don't hold the weight that they held 5-10 years ago. Like the fact that there's a Grind City Media, and even the University of Memphis is putting out their own stuff now. They're hiring.
They're all doing their own stuff. Yeah,
they've got podcasts, they've got digital shows, they got all this stuff going on. Like those days, the times have changed, man. And like I said,
you got to adjust.
If you can't adjust, if you can't have personality, if you can't do things like what we're doing here and getting your shit off and have nothing to do with what they got going on over there, this like as if you don't have access, like your days are going to be numbered. Because now that guy that's a columnist, he's got to adjust what he does. Like he can't come there and look Coach Prime in the face anymore. He never really needed to, but now he can't do things the way he's always been doing it. Like
it is weird. Like the ban that was put on this Denver Post writer was not, you still have full access to come to everything that every other media member has. Coach Prime's just not going to take your questions, which, okay, like that's fine.
That's hilarious. That's why he showed in and said he can still come to shit, but he can't.
He said you can come to anything you want to, but I'm not going to talk to you.
But bro, we could go way deeper in this because there are real reasons why Coach Prime really bothers a lot of people, and that's I don't feel like having that type of discussion today. So I'm gonna let y'all off on that one. But as the season goes on, we'll definitely have one because y'all love it.
I just hope it comes. Let's have that conversation after some wins, right?
Hey, bro,
hey,
he came to a 1-win team. He won 4 games last year.
I just listen. It is okay. It is, to me, it's wild that I still don't understand how it is. How fan bases and administrations look at critique about play, about what's going on.
That dude got banned for when your average critique, bro. That was
cool. You're right. What they got, I think what they got banned for, or was it CBS that did this? CBS Sports, the national brand, did a whole piece where they talked to some random kid that had left Colorado and said that, Coach Prime didn't talk to me when I left. There were guns and stuff like that in the locker room and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, it sounds to me like a lot like, and this might sound familiar to y'all, like talking to a walk-on after they leave the program and saying certain basketball coaches don't talk to them, like getting the shit off about a walk-on. It just feels like, what's the point of this story? Like, you really think this kid who left, who clearly not even Shador Sanders knew who he was like getting his shit off about Prime? And it's like,
bro, so why does Coach Prime get that type of attack? Like, why does he get that type of coverage?
Because I think he opens himself up through his son's YouTube channel. They got cameras on them at all times, and there's just a level of openness there. You don't hear that same kind of thing coming out of the Memphis football locker room. Do you know why? Because they don't open themselves. We get 10 minutes a week to see them practice. Like,
but this is what I'm saying. Like, if Coach Prime comes to a program that's been shitty for a long time, and they were a 1-win team when he got the team, and they won 4 games, national attention, all eyes on us type of stuff. I'm bringing big time money. Black enrollment in that school has increased 33% this year with Coach Prime as a coach. Right, diversifying the campus, all these millions and millions TBIs, national games, all these eyes are on that team, right? Why are you hearing people saying things like, "Oh, he needs to be humbled"? Why do you need to be humble for it? Like, if he's coming in and then he comes in one of the top recruiting classes this year, transfer portal, all those type of things. What does he need to be humble for? Why are we excited this man is
I'll
coming
say
in?
it because you're not saying it. I'll say it because you're not saying it. Because traditionally conservative media, white media doesn't know how to handle a brash black man in a head coaching position.
You got the brashes.
They don't know how to handle.
But it's the same dude.
They don't
change on the field.
They don't know how to handle a man who doesn't need them. Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. So that's true, and I think that is true. I think that's a lot of that is true. Like, and I do think that there is a level of, and I think Penny Hardaway experiences that in Memphis as well. Like, he doesn't need this or us, right? And so we don't know how to handle that in a lot of ways. Like, how do you handle someone who doesn't need you, right? Especially when, like you've said, as the landscape's changed 5 to 10 years ago, people lived and breathed off of Calkins columns.
Yep.
They don't need it anymore.
I mean, you did shit like they did back in the day, because the University of Memphis or the Grizzlies can put out their own articles.
Right.
And, like, because I remember when Coach Prime had the thing where he got on a guy for not calling him Coach Prime, right? The guy was like, Deion. The guy kept saying Deion.
You don't call Nick Saban that, yeah.
I heard a lot of local media members saying, "Oh, I'm not calling him that. Like, when would I do that?" You would have called Bear Bryant. That motherfucking name was no goddamn Bear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was another example too I thought about. I can't think. Like, come on, bro.
No,
all these little dudes, Tubby Smith. You call Tubby Smith. That motherfucking name was no goddamn Tubby. A lot of little nicknames these coaches had, bro, over the time. Like, but now Coach Prime come in and say, "Call me Coach Prime." Oh no, I'm calling him Deion. Why you disrespecting that man like that? Be telling you, I want to go back Coach Prime. Like, that's the kind of stuff folks try to play this dude with, bro. Because me when they come down and talking about media member stuff, bro. It's like a lot of media members have this thing where in any other place in time, the most important person in the room is typically the person who makes the most money in the room.
Yeah.
But these media members who make a fraction of what these NBA players make often try to make themselves the bigger deal in the room, which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. I'm gonna slide out the way. Get my boy Parish Sharkey here, man. We got stuff to do, man. We got stuff to talk about. Parish Sharkey about to join us for the sit down with Sain. Great conversation with me and my boy Kenny. As we typically do have these type of conversations we intersect life and sports, man. On y'all ass. But yeah, we're gonna take a break, man. When we come back, my boy Parish Sharkey, the Grizzlies beat reporter.
Sir, beat reporter, baby.
Yeah, we can get this right and shit, man. Wipe my ass with your goddamn articles, man. Wipe my ass with it. Yeah, we're gonna join him and talk about a lot of stuff that's going on in the NBA with the Grizzlies and more. We'll see you guys in a minute.
For the next 2 seasons, are we officially referring to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium as the Liberty Hole?
I think Liberty Hole is hilarious. I just don't know if what they have constitutes as a hole, because it's half the day.
It's a hole in the stadium.
It's bigger than a hole.
The seats that are still there, are those
like
coming?
The chairbacks?
Are they coming out or are they staying?
No, they're my parents sit there. They will be sitting there.
Who is going to sit there?
My parents 100% will be in those seats. The sun will no longer disappear. TJ and I will be fried every week. How weird is it going to be to just be like looking out straight at the Coliseum?
Wild.
That's the.
I think the best part though is we'll be able to keep an eye on our cars right there, because we do park in direct sight line of
that is true.
That opening, so we'll be able to see if anything fishy's going on. No lie, if something happened, I would sprint across the field straight through there to that opening and straight to my vehicle.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Anthony Edwards. We like Anthony Edwards, right?
I like
him a lot.
Ant-Man.
He says that Michael Jordan was the only player with real skill back in the day. He said, quote, I didn't watch it back in the day, so I can't speak on it. They say it was tougher back then than it is now, but I don't think anybody had skill back then.
Take my personal feelings out of it. You didn't watch it. So how do you know if anybody else had skill? Sometimes the answer in and of itself lets you know really what the mind is of what you said. Your answer made no sense. And then, the answer made no sense. Now today, in terms of what makes you be a good player, the entire athletic side has become way more than the skill side. If you want the truth of the matter, the skill side has become secondary to what you do as an athlete.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Got my guy Parish Sharkey, the Memphis Grizzlies beat reporter for Bluff City Media, man. We just changed the man title, man. Get this beat right to your bitch, man. We ain't got time. We ain't doing none of that, man. We ain't writing no love letters or nothing out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no love for nobody. My guy is the Memphis Grizzlies beat reporter. Paris, what's going on with you, my brother?
All right, not much, man. Great segment. That first segment you Kenny had. That was a real.
Yeah,
that was
man.
a real talk on that one, bro. That was
real, bro.
good.
Like, why y'all got such a problem with Coach Pryor? Why this man can't be? I remember this dude, bro. I can't remember who the team was. I want to say it might have been Fresno State or Washington State or somebody. But somebody had a really good football team. They were kind of a surprise team, and they were talking about, man, we'll beat any team in the country. Line them up, we'll play them. And everybody was like, oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Man, Coach Pryor had said them folks have been on his ass, bro. Like people have a problem seeing a proud, loud black man do much of anything. Bro. Like it's like. Because I've seen so many guys that are total opposite of him. The media just booted these guys up out of there, man. These guys end up getting their ass fired because they're just like these timid, mild, meek dudes. And they're getting their ass up out of the like, no, bro, you ain't doing that to me, bro. Like, y'all can get up out of here with that. And he's using the stuff that's available to him. Like, you don't have to be here, bro. Like, we've got our own media team that can put all this information out, and I'll retweet it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need y'all guys for nothing, man. So
right.
Like
and that's just him. The player, you see players doing it. Like players announce their
players
own news.
Their own freaking podcast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. I mean, it's like these media companies have to understand, like a lot of stuff that they used to do, and that we used to do. I mean, we're media, man, but you have to take it to the next level, bro. And that's something like I'm excited about what you're going to be doing with us next year. This year with the Grizzlies. Before we get into NBA stuff, man, there are times where you have like those you had to be there type moments, right? And one of those happened this weekend is Maya Moore had her jersey number retired with the Minnesota Lynx, right? I was not around. Didn't give a crap about the WNBA during the time that she played. And I just got super intrigued by her story, just looking into it, right? Because I know the name, I know the face, but I looked into it. I was like, okay, I saw that she retired like in 2018, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. She stopped playing in 2018. She officially retired last year, but she stopped in 2018.
Didn't have any. Only played 8 or 9 years in the league, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
8 years.
I definitely remember her being one of the bigger names in the league. And I immediately hit you up like, bro, why does this lady retire so early? Like, she's only like 20-something years old. Why did she retire so early? What's her story? And you shared some intriguing stuff about it. I didn't know this, but all the people at home may know this. Tell us, why did she retire so early and what was so awesome about her story?
Yeah, social justice, right? She saw this. I guess I don't know how she found it, because I'm actually reading a book about this whole thing right now, so I ain't got to that part yet. But she got wind of this guy who was wrongly convicted of robbery or something back in the 90s, and he was in jail. He ended up in jail 23 years. So she stopped playing. She looked to the case. She fought hard to try to get him out. She found some Yeah, she found evidence or whatever that supported that he didn't do the robbery, right? And she worked to get him, eventually got him out. She got lawyers, got everybody involved, spoke out on it, made this whole big deal of it. And I think he got released in 2020. And they got together. She eventually married him, and that's who was sitting beside her at her retirement press conference.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Like I didn't know that. And I kind of wish I was around to know that. You know what I mean? I really wish I was part of the WNBA thing when that was going on. Because that kind of sucks, man. Because her story is a very interesting one. Because she very well could be in the league right now, killing everybody. Like that.
Yeah,
you know.
And she's still considered, like, to me, she's the greatest player I've seen. She won 4 championships in 8 years. She went to the WNBA finals 6 times in those 8 years. And I think throughout her whole career, she won twice at UConn in college. I think throughout her whole career, I saw the record. She's like 593 and 97.
Yeah, they said she's the all-time winningest person ever.
Something like that.
Winning athletes ever, high school, college, pros together. And Olympics.
And also overseas, she won 3 Chinese League championships.
Yeah, I hate I feel kind of bad, bro, because like I'm really enjoying like Asia Wilson, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. I'm enjoying this whole little thing, and I wish I'd have been around. I regret that I wasn't watching this earlier, especially hearing her story, which is
she was Candace Parker's rival essentially, because they played each other in the finals against each other back-to-back years. Maya Moore won the first year, Candace Parker won the second year, or vice versa, but they each had won one against each other.
Because we talk about the whole Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark thing. This feels bigger than that. Like you said, that Maya Moore, Candace Parker thing feel like it probably was even bigger. You know what I mean? So but yeah, shout out to her, man. She's got an amazing story, and it's all good. It's all love for her. Quick Memphis Grizzlies news. The Grizzlies stretched and waved my boy Mama Diakite, right?
Yep.
He came over in the Zaire Williams trade. We talk about this every year, man. Well, hopefully the Grizzlies will take this guy to camp and see what he is, and let's see, right? It never happens.
Nah.
The Grizzlies getting your ass up out of here. If they don't value you, bro, they're not bringing you to camp. Like if you're not one of them.
So he gonna be like Josh Christopher next year in the summer league.
Throw us in the summer league. Hey, when they did that to Josh Christopher, I was like, bro, what kind of crap is this, bro? And I get it, because on one side it's like, okay, you let the guy go so he can kind of pick where he wants to go to kind of get the most exposure he can or whatever. But still, bro, like, why did we bring Josh Christopher to camp? Like I thought that was nuts at the time, bro. But yeah, Diakite is gone. People are asking me, what do you think they do with the pick? Do they sign up? Like, they're not gonna do anything with the spot. They're not gonna do anything. They're just gonna keep it.
Please keep it open.
They're gonna go into the season with that open spot. Maybe somebody impresses in camp. I've heard people say they think it'll be score. Of course, they think it'll be Scottie Pippen Jr. Y'all know my y'all about to God, bro. Good God.
Look, Scottie Pippen ain't going nowhere until this man right here is gone.
Right. It's crazy, man. It's crazy that it's anyway. And even the fact that we heard like what we find out to be legit Tyus Jones rumblings to show you the Grizzlies do not see Scottie Pippen Jr. like that. That's not a knock on him, but it's like that means there's no real rush to put him on the roster.
Right. They're trying to win a championship, and goes back to what you've been saying. If Scottie Pippen is playing, something
really bad happens.
He's solid, but it's like if you in a championship contention window, you're not trying to develop.
We're not trying to get Scottie Pippen Jr. minutes. If that happens, if we get to see a lot of Scottie Pippen Jr. minutes, it means that some things I don't even want to talk about may have happened.
Now, I have seen people like Chris and a couple other people talk about Lamar Stevens. Like, it's time to bring him back. I've seen that a couple times.
Hey, Chris, my man. Shout out to Chris because they had my boy Shot by Nye on the show.
Oh, yeah. Great show. Great interview.
Dope interview. I'm still watching. Yeah. Good stuff. And I'm hating because I DM the man and get no response.
Hey.
Shout out to Chris.
You can't get him out.
For real. For real. Hey, and I had to give him props there, but that was a good, because I had the same idea. I said, I'll get with him later. And I did not. I looked up at Chris Adam. So that's how you do it, though, for sure. But check out that interview. With No Bluffing Podcast, Chris Ingram. Evan Hayes was on my show last week. Go check that out. Super dope interview with Shot by Nye. I've been looking at it. I ain't had a chance to watch the whole thing, but it's dope. Go check that out. Man. Yeah, man. But Speaking of your boy Diakite, the guy he was traded for, Zaire Williams had some great things to say about Ja Morant. He had a basketball camp. Zaire had a basketball camp. Ja came to the camp. I think that's super, super, super dope that he came out to be a part of that. That Ja helped him out with the camp. Let me see if I can find his quote real quick. Yeah, he said he flew all the way from Memphis just to come to my camp. As great as he is on the court, he's even 10 times better off the court. Shout out to Zaire Williams talking about his brother, his big brother, Ja Morant. Yeah, I just think that speaks to who Ja is, man. Even with the Edie stuff, we seeing him take that leadership role. I remember a couple of years ago when the season first started, preseason, before they even had their first practice, or maybe after the first practice. And I said, yeah, it was after the first couple of practices, right? I came to a media event, and I asked Ja, I said, hey, what guy have you been most impressed with, or something about them you didn't know that you've seen in camp so far? And Ja said, Kenny just texted me. But anyway, Ja said, I'm not surprised by anything because I did my homework on all these dudes. He said, on draft night, I just started watching their stuff, you know what I mean, and just trying to get to know them. So I wasn't surprised by anything. That's just something that Ja does, man. Like I said, it's a little frustrating that we never seen the Ja and Jaren locked in the gym during the summertime.
I know. So when that Zach Edey video came out, my wife said this. She was like, man, Jaren need to be in there with them. I was like,
Jaren out there on the island.
Maybe it's video. I don't know, man.
with Tristan Thompson busting ass.
Well, my wife definitely brought that up. I was like, you make a point.
Bro, the fact that Jaren's out here looking like Kevin Garnett is really being lost in the sauce. Bro.
He showed me. This video is
Jaren's out here these public runs murdering dudes, bro. I'm like, Jaren, you looking like a 9-foot guard out there. Like,
hey, with Zach Edey there, he probably is gonna be.
Man, Jaren, I'm like, hey man, I'm good. I got to settle down, man. I'm out here. Hey, I'm hooping like I'm in the Drew League or something right now. Jared said, I might as well play the bluff this summer. I've been the Crosstown. Yeah, Jared out here, man, just straight hooping. Like we ain't saying nothing about it. Jared out there just going crazy. Like look at the stuff Jared's doing, bro. Like this dude is out there murdering dudes. Like, hey, I gotta settle down, screw all that, man. I'm just hooping.
Facts though.
And then he put it on Instagram. He put something like, okay, I'll get back in the post or something like that. You saw that?
I saw that. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Jared, like, hey, I'm free.
Man, shout out to Jared, man. Shout out to Jared.
Jared said, man, look, I was the only dude playing where y'all bums were faking injuries for a year.
Right.
I'm finna enjoy my goddamn summer.
Hey, that was revenge from that first playoff team when he missed the whole season.
Man, facts.
Folks got to be
hey, I'm chilling. Go find out what Gigi doing. I'm straight. I'm over here with Tristan Thompson.
I seen them Gigi videos as well, and we talked about before about the Ricky. I don't know why I lost his name right now. Jaden Wells. Yeah,
we joking, man, but like there's a lot of good stuff going on this summer, man. And I've heard the guys are starting to get together. So a lot of good stuff going on this summer. Like you said, Jalen Wells is doing some stuff. Gigi been working out, looking good, working out with Kyrie. Dez is out there grinding. Yeah, this has been, we're joking.
DeMichael wrote the story about Cam Spencer the other day. So,
yeah, man. Shout out to the guys for sure. But yeah, Jaren, like, I'm done with this crap. Y'all can go. I'm gonna have fun this year. I'm screwing around. Something that's not fun is wondering how we're gonna watch games this year, right? So
we got
like the game, like bro, the season starts in about 6 weeks, bro. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, Amazon reportedly withdraws from a $115 million offer to Diamond Sports, which is, of course, it's the company Bally's, right? DeMichael put out the most vague report in the world. That Memphis still doesn't have a TV deal, but as for right now, it's with Bally's. Okay, so what are you saying? Like, what are you saying, bro? And I've seen a lot of people say things like, well, Memphis is just going to do their own games. One thing, bro, that's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
Yes, you have the personalities in place, like the Rob Fishers, the Brevin Knights, the Pete Pranicas. You have all those guys, Vernon and them. You've got the people in place, Grind City Media streamed a couple games. There's a big difference between doing that and having the responsibility of producing your own games, like NBA 82 game season. Like, that's a big responsibility, not just from a logistics standpoint, but from a financial standpoint. It takes a lot to get that done, bro. And we're not talking about And I'm not watching Grind City Media on my phone. I need to be able to have a actual TV
Yeah,
app,
actual app,
like,
yeah.
like Amazon or Netflix. It's got to be an actual TV app where I
Yeah,
can watch this stuff
that's true.
in high quality. So that's a large undertaking, man. And when you
Yeah.
got a internet genius that's part of your organization, who owns your organization, it seems like it ought to be a little easier, but that's a lot easier said than done. So what are your thoughts on the whole Valley thing?
Yeah, I mean, I have kind of the same sentiments. I really don't know, right?
It's like, bro, it's weird how it's like this shit feels horrible. Like it feels like what's about to happen? Like, are we gonna have games or not?
Right.
You know?
I'm not as worried because me and
you watching Rob and Brevin night correlation.
We find that sites. We find that sites. One of my sites.
I'm like, hold on, I'm looking at this shit. Hold on.
Look, one of my sites, that just crashed the other week, right? I already had it back up in place. Somebody else tweeted something else. I had to jump bookmark. I'm like, all right, bet that junk crash. All right, I'm gonna do some work just fine. So hey, I'm fine. So
yeah,
I'm not worried.
It gotta. I mean, even if you're a bootleg streamer like me, like it still got to be recorded by somebody.
It's gonna be strict, but the team who we play, I would assume the team we play.
Oh yeah,
we gonna have somebody.
Yeah, shout out, bro. Shout out to all. Yeah, you had a good point, bro. I don't give a damn. You made a good point, bro. But I'm still making nerve. Like, oh shit, I ain't gonna have my bootleg.
We're still watching it.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you for bringing that back to my memory, bro. For sure, I appreciate that. Real quick, man. The NBA has dropped some of their preseason polls. We'll go through some of this stuff as well. Get your quick thoughts on it. It was 18 people pairs that they randomly selected. Looks like you had some executives, you had some coaches type shit going on. We're going to go through them and you tell me what you think about them. Who is the NBA's best player right now? Who would you say it is?
Jokic.
And they agreed. 15 votes said Nikola Jokic. I ain't mad at that. Has one of the most aesthetically, I don't give a damn about your games in the league, but the man cold as shit.
Cold as hell.
I heard people say that he would be an average center in another area. He would not.
No, he wouldn't.
What area he's in.
Matter of fact, I wish Arvinas Sabonis played more in his prime in the NBA.
People would have saw he'd have been busting these dudes.
That was Jokic. Yep.
He would have been busting dudes in the league ass. If Jokic, if Sabonis' dad came over, he would have been cold. What I was about to say about Jokic. Luka Doncic came in second. One person said Anthony Edwards. It's probably Anthony Edwards himself. We're gonna talk about Anthony Edwards in the next segment for the 3-pointer as well. He just when keeping it real goes wrong. That's all I got. Who will be the NBA's best player in 5 years? At that point, Nikola Jokic will be about 36, I believe. 30.
Yeah, he'd be older.
So who do you think the best player in the league will be in 5 years?
Gone back to the hype. Victor. Wimby.
I'm on that train, bro. I'm asking you another question too. About a discussion that was on Twitter. But yeah, he won the poll. 12 people voted for him. SGA got 2 votes. There's not a planet where SGA is gonna be the best player in the league in 2 years.
I'm surprised he won. I'm surprised he didn't get no votes on the best player right now. Shocking. As much they've been hyping up OKC, I'm really shocked today.
Yeah, Luka Doncic with 2, Anthony Edwards with 1. Jokic still had 1 vote as well. Luka was fat as hell on that clip I saw the other day. I like, bro, this has to be camera tricks, or he's wearing a big ass jersey or something. Like, Luka can't be this big. Did you see that clip?
I ain't seen.
He was playing in some.
I ain't shocked though.
Some European game, like some Goran Dragic tribute game.
Goran Dragic's a tribute game. Nah, on the clip I saw was Chris Bosh. That's the only one I saw. Yeah, I didn't see Luka.
Super heavy, bro. But yeah. Who will be the 2024-25 NBA MVP?
I gotta think in their way because my mind, I'm about to say Ja Morant. For them, SGA. I would assume.
Yeah, they had SGA with 7, Luka with 5.
I should have won last year.
Yeah, Ant with 2, Jokic with 2, Tatum with 2. I don't get it. When you talk about guys who, like, people are good, and I just say they're good because other people say they're good. I've got my lower tier guys like, let me think. Plays for Toronto, the young guy.
Scotty Barnes.
If y'all say so. If y'all say he's good, all right, whatever. And plays for Detroit, the point guard.
Okay, Cunningham.
If y'all say so. Like, I haven't seen anything that makes me think these dudes are good, as people say, but if y'all say so. But when it comes down to, like, superstar level players,
I don't know. They're good on bad teams.
I'm talking about the SGA. Like, if you say so, what I've seen is not to make me think he's one of the best players in the league, but I don't feel like having that discussion.
He cold, but I ain't gonna say.
Cold, but. But
I still have to see more in playoffs.
The thing about this game is a lot of his efficiency comes from the amount of free throw shoots he gets, free throw shots he gets.
That's the thing about him.
Why didn't he get the same stuff as James? Why didn't he get the same criticism? Nobody was rushing to give James Harden an MVP. That man, they had to kick and scream to get that man an MVP, and he was looking like an alien that year for sure. It's weird.
He do get he do get extra hype. I don't know.
He gets a weird pass having a trash game when it comes down to the reality. Let me see any other awards. Who will be the 2024-25 NBA Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year, man. Zach Edey. Got to be Zach
Edey. I did not think he was going to win this. Zach Edey won this.
I mean, what the rookies out there? Reed Shepard, I guess.
Alex Sar 2, Castle 1, De Silva 1, Rob Dillingham 1. I think Rob Dillingham going to go down.
The number one pick to get no votes.
Exactly.
That's why
people see what's up. All right. Who will be the best player from the 2024 rookie class in 5 years?
5 years. I would say I am. So this one, I am cheating a little bit because I did watch my guys 3 The Hardaway Show last night. They did do the same thing. I remember them talking about this one specifically. I know Zach Edey wasn't on there. I think Reed Shepard.
How you gonna say he can be the rookie of the year, but in 5 years he ain't gonna be the best player?
Right.
I mean, you can say that, but he's not even nobody. He didn't have a single vote.
He didn't.
It was
all.
I remember. Reed Shepard 8, Castle 3, Klingon 2, Topic 2, Bazella's 1, Bub Carrington 1, Dalton Connect, who will be 33 in 5 years.
We didn't know who Bub Carrington was.
The word Bub, only thing I know about the word Bub was Wolverine.
I gotta look that up. Also, so again, the number one pick from this year did get no votes.
Crazy. All right, who will win each conference? Who will win each conference in 24-25? The East.
Boston. I mean,
13. Milwaukee 2, Knicks 2, Sixers 1. The West.
Milwaukee second. But
right.
West hard, but I've been seeing so much OKC hype. It got to be OKC.
I do not get it, bro.
That's what they got.
Bro, if Oklahoma City is gonna be the best team in the West, we coming out the West, bro. If that's who the best is, we coming out the West.
I don't think they better than Minnesota. I think if they play Minnesota in the playoff series, Minnesota.
Ass, bro.
Yeah.
Who will win the 2024 NBA title? This one is maddening to me. Yeah, it's Boston. Boston with 8. Oklahoma City with 7.
Dang, right behind Boston?
No way, bro.
Because in the preseason prediction poll, they had Oklahoma City with like 57 wins, and the next team was 54 in the West. I was like, okay. Okay.
Dallas with 1, Minnesota with 1, Bucks with 1. Get out of here. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Well, Paris, we're going to take a break, man. When we come back, we're going to do the 3-pointer. We're going to do that and more here on the Anthony Sain Show. See you guys in the...
Stuff was hard, man. I was trying to make ends meet. I remember this like it was yesterday, man. It was a Friday night. I came back in from working a long little day of work. I came back to my crib and I had an eviction notice on my door. I just prayed that night and I'm like, God, whatever you want me to be doing, if I'm doing the right thing, if this camera is the right thing, like just let me know. I woke up that next morning, man. I had a text from John like, yo, has anybody signed you? Well, I'm finna sign you. And it was like literally that next morning, man, I dropped my phone. And my mom's house was probably 3 blocks away. I run over to my mom's house. I show her the message. She starts going crazy. She's like, my prayers are working. And I was just like, I prayed all last night. I was on a flight to Memphis 2 days later. And it's just like Memphis is definitely love out there, man. So I love it. You know what I'm saying? At first, I was a little skeptical. I ain't gonna lie. Definitely was a little skeptical at first about the M. But, man, it's definitely been love.
Tune into the No Bluffing Podcast with your hosts, Christian Ingram and Evan Hayes, every Monday at 12 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
And Memphis's first depth chart was released. There were some very interesting things on here. Give me some of your highlights, some of the things that you saw or took away from the initial depth chart.
I am glad a lot of transfers won their position battles.
It's a good sign.
That is what I like. First thing, just looking at it, loved it. But all these transfers that you're like, okay, this is a bunch of experience. You need them to make immediate impacts. Seems like they're going to have the opportunity to do that. And it seems like during fall camp, they separated themselves. And that to me sort of highlights how I feel about the way this depth chart shook out. There are some surprises we'll get to, but I'm glad to see the most experienced, seemingly most talented players won out and left no doubt that they are starting at their particular position.
10 transfers from this class are starters.
Tune into On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Time for the 3-pointer, where we talk about 3 things that's on the brother mind, man, going on in the world of sports. That's actually not what the 3-pointer is. That's what inside the same brain is. But it was a combination of the two. But yeah, 3 things going on in the world of sports, man. Number one, we were talking about this a little bit. We said it was coming. Your boy Anthony Edwards, man. Hey, I'm telling you, I meant to say this in the last segment. Oklahoma City, this is the last year they're getting love, because if they don't win, which they won't, they're going to turn on them just like they turn on us. Hate to be like that sometimes. Magic Johnson clapped back on Anthony Edwards, and I said that to say all this face of the league stuff is gonna sour. The same stuff they did with y'all, they about to do with you. No, you ain't pulling no gun out. But if you just if you put up like the greatest hits beside each other, Anthony Edwards, as far as like total points, is the winner. You know what I mean? Ja of course had the gun stuff with Trump spread all the stuff that had done.
Also,
but, go ahead.
They turned on Ja when he said that we were fine in the West.
That's when they turned on him.
It was before the gun stuff. They've been turned on him.
And when you got Magic Johnson like dropping, you got Magic Johnson coming at you, bro. Hey,
yeah,
you know you messing up. One of the all-time greats, Magic Johnson, clapped back in the interview. And I totally forgot about Magic when people were talking about when we were joking last week.
Oh yeah, y'all did do that. Did Brevin get on y'all?
Huh?
No, Brevin didn't get on us.
No. We was talking about dudes, you know what I'm saying, back in the day or whatever, right? And I totally forgot Magic Johnson was one of the most skilled players ever. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I did.
But yeah, Magic was like, I didn't forget.
He couldn't shoot.
No, he couldn't shoot at all. But hey,
you could be skilled and not be able to shoot.
Hey, bro, you know what, though, bro? I'm gonna say this, but y'all get me started again. I'll do this whole thing again. Bro, that was some lame, regular schmegular shit dudes to do it back in the day that we really were awestruck about. Oh, a no look pass. Oh shit. Like, I didn't see him over there because you just saw him over there, bro.
I just keep going back to James Worthy. James Worthy is rated as one of the best power forwards ever.
We done with the 90s, bro. We done with the 90s, bro.
Have you seen James Worthy? Bro,
Karl Malone had a dunk where he dunked like this. Man, you thought that shit was cold. Man, get this shit. Hey, we done with the 90s, bro.
They revolutionized the pick and roll in Karl Malone's era.
Like, hey, they did. Him and John Stockton.
Get it out of us.
But Magic Johnson did get back at him, though. That was nice.
Bro, who in the hell could Bill Cartwright guard in 2024? He get his ass work, bro.
Will Purdue. What are we talking
Will
about?
Purdue. Judd Bushler. What up? Man, get these balls right there. Get we done with the 90s.
Bill went
whatever his name was.
Man, teams had like 6 centers on their roster back then. Foul dudes. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
Luke Longley.
Luke Longley.
Booty ass teams, bro. Hey, bro, we done with the 90s. Overrated ass 90s. But Magic. But that's another thing too. Like, I hate that whole thing too. I hate the whole nobody with a championship considered. Like, the dude's 23 years old, bro. Like, he ain't been in the league long enough to be winning no champion, or even be criticized for not winning the championship. Like, that whole part is done. But like, yeah, when you say stuff like that Michael Jordan was the only skilled player in the league, they come up with.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He ain't rid off, but he ain't rid that off.
He ain't that off.
Those some more players, but yeah.
Just like we said, he's crazy, but he ain't that crazy.
He ain't that crazy. He wrong, but he ain't that wrong. Goddamn it. Yeah, get up out of here after that. Let's get up out of here. Number 2, I don't even know. You tell me. What is it?
Let's go Cam Newton, man.
Cam Newton. Hey, bro. Hey, let's do that last, man. That's a bit too serious. I gotta stop playing and talk about it.
All right, here we go. Let's go. Memphis Hall of Fame.
There you go. Bum, 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 bum. Wrong music. Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, not at the University of Memphis. It's the city of Memphis, as elected by I don't know who. I don't know who folks it is. But I got questions. How was Reggie White just now in this? Unless the qualifications have changed, how is Reggie White just now in this? Anyway, Reggie White played for the Memphis Showboats. And again, somebody please tell me why the Memphis Showboats decided to say that this dope-ass uniform, color scheme, branding, it looks worse than this bull crap they got now. Like, why didn't they just bring back the old Memphis Showboat stuff?
Yeah.
And if there were copyrights on it, change it and keep the keep the colors. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. But yeah, Reggie White, Zach Randolph, 50 for the city. He was named to it. Andre Turner. I have very vague memories of Andre Turner. My Tiger basketball memories started with pretty much Elliot Perry. I do remember some parts of Andre Turner, not really though, but I definitely remember my parents talking about how good he was. So yeah, I do remember him. And my guy, man, Jarvis Greer added
Let's go, man.
The list as well. One of the most just storied journalists in the city of Memphis, man. Longest running. He's been working at WMC5 my entire life. You know what I mean? Like he started, I think the year I was born was the year he started doing it. So Jarvis Greer added to that Hall of Fame as well. Like I said, I don't know who picks his Hall of Fame. The mayor, I don't know. I don't know who, what body. I don't know if it's based on a newspaper publication or what. But how Reggie White is just now in it is crazy. Some other people were also named. I'm not gonna name them. DeMichael didn't name them in his tweet, so I'm not gonna name them. But shout out to y'all. Some dude is a pickleball player or a badminton, a racquetball player or something. Anyway.
Hey, I'm trying to learn this so I can get to the Olympics. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, shout out to you, dude. Shout out to you. You're a legend. You're a Hall of Famer. Number 3, man. Cam Newton. In today's times, man, there are a lot of podcasts where you have these alpha male takes, and high value men is one of the words you talk about, and all these type of things. And I typically roll my eyes at a lot of it. Some of it I get the alpha male conversations. I get it. I get where it's coming from. But sometimes, these women come up and they say things, and hey, you can't do numbers. Say, hey, you can't do tip your hat because and Cam Newton has a mighty hat to tip, and he had to tip his to this lady. If you got the clip, Kenny Summerfield, I ain't got much to say. I think this was on Cam's show, if I'm not mistaken.
It was on Cam's podcast. Right. Yeah, here we go.
Beautiful woman. I don't know who she is.
My situation, and I think that I'm not high function.
What situation?
Okay, so I'm not married. I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
by your wife?
I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active, okay? So you're creating, and disclaimer, the kids are innocent, they are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you. But these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all, will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior. To say that I'm going to build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't going to create a home in them. I'm going to wait till I dissipate my fear to find a wife where I'm still going to be fearful with, because there's no such thing as not having some type of nerve or some type of feeling behind marrying somebody. And then I'm going to build a home with her while all these other beautiful babies have houses. That's completely unfair and that's selfish. And so, yes, you're taking your time in this department, but you're not taking your time in this department, which means you're compartmentalizing. And compartmentalizing never works. Compartmentalizing hurts everybody involved. Everybody who's in this box and that box and this box and that box and this box. And then here you go over here trying to figure out what box you're going to feed or entertain or do. Then you're looking outside to figure out who's your next victim to put in the box. It's unhealthy.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to say. She said enough.
Ain't no more.
Ain't no more. Hey, real talk though, bro. Like a lot of these dudes, especially these guys that are celebrities or guys that are wealthy, they feel like a family is, if I can financially support them where the mom ain't got to work, I see my kids, I fly them in, they live this great life.
Yep.
That's an element of fatherhood, but it's not the entire thing. And I think she hit the nail on the head saying, dude, you're making decisions. Like you're
being active.
Yeah, you're being very active. You're committed. Like you're just not committing to marrying these women. And you just kind of just making these houses, but not homes. And I thought that's
a powerful statement.
I don't think Cam said nothing since.
That's something. I watched it. My wife watched it basically. And
you watched the whole episode?
Yeah. She kept bringing it up. It kept like bringing it. Okay, we get to the house. Hey, and I want to finish the episode and put it on.
He didn't get confrontational at all, did he?
No, he didn't. He took it. He kept talking, but he never like he was defensive, but he never like lashed out. It was still respectful conversation. He kept it that way.
Cam, she was on your ass. Do better, my boy.
She's a therapist. She's like a doctor or therapist.
She's awesome, dude. I've seen her on other shows. She is awesome. Like she is.
I need
great.
to be therapist. She says she's a therapist.
She it was interesting. It was interesting watching that because like you could see it even in his as he was talking about it originally, like as he was kind of explaining 8 kids, 3 women, that kind of stuff. That bravado that he was giving out, you could tell was fake. Like
he really thought he was saying something cold too.
Yeah.
But it was like, but you could tell he was trying to justify like himself, and it just felt like that conversation was heavy, but it was like you could see the look on his face just change. Like he was just like confronted with, man,
what he's been
the
doing.
reality of it. Man.
He's that's not just a rich person thing. That's a common man thing.
Oh,
There's guys who just put children out here, and it's scary, man, and it's alarming when you see. I see situations. I try to judge people's situations, but it's like regardless of how you got to where you are, I'm not gonna act like those type of situations are the best situations. And I'm speaking about my own situation, bro. Like I co-parent with Gabe. The perfect situation would have been for Gabe, me and his mom, and Gabe all live in the same house, and we build a family. That's not what we do. And that's not the most ideal situation. It works. And I think I'm a good dad, but I couldn't imagine me having 8 kids out here, man. I couldn't imagine me having another kid out here. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't imagine having Gabe's situation, then there's another kid in the same type of situation. Like I just think that it's just not ideal. And you're talking to a dude like I can name the amount of women I've had unprotected sex with on half a hand. Like it don't even take a whole hand. Like I see people who have a totally different philosophy on that. Like, dude, they make these things called condoms and they're pretty awesome. Like they're dope, man. Like when you're done, you can throw it away. Like it's dope.
Right.
It's like I've never understood people who just like have unprotected sex like that and like produce children. Like I think bringing a life into this world is crazy if there's no plan to it. So I don't get it, and I'm joking, of course, but I don't. That's always been wild to me.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. It would be tough to like.
It's a lot hard. It's a lot harder to have a child than it is to not have one.
Oh my God, the fear level of it, right? Like the sobriety of it. Like, whoa, this is a wild. Like my life is about to change. Like your life changes. Like but there's steps to that, right? But I would say also. I know your situation is unique, Anthony, but you are a fantastic father to Gabe, like fantastic. So just throw that out there to you, man. Like,
I mean, I get
the way you handle your situation, the way you handle the situation, you handle it better than anybody I've ever seen. So
future Hall of Fame lineman, Gabe.
All-American Gabe. I mean, that's all well and good, but it's just like I couldn't imagine having 7 more situations like that.
No,
you know what I mean, like, and Cam's acting like, I'm doing this, like, bro, like this. I'm not committed to a woman as far as being my wife, man. But I want more kids, like, but no, bro. You sound like
Could you imagine being less? Could you imagine being less afraid of being in a committed relationship to a woman than to produce children like that? To me
that's what I've been afraid of. Man, look,
and all his kids are young. They like 8. They like 11 and under. He said them out like since 2016 or something like that.
I can do it. And that's kind of like this thing that's kind of like all the rave right now. A lot of these rich guys are like, let me just put babies all over the country. I think I'm like, bro, that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy for real. But I tell you what, gentlemen, we got more wild stuff coming on. We got a little serious for a minute. We gonna lighten this shit back up because this story right here wild as shit. We gonna talk about for this. Hey, go find T Morant. What T Morant doing right now?
Is it D? Is it T? I think about.
You got questions, bro. We'll talk about that and more on Inside the Same Brain when we come back on Answer the Same Show. See you guys in a minute.
It's hard to get upset about schedules or get excited about schedules because you play 82, you play everybody in your conference 3 or 4 times, and you play everybody in the other conference twice. I mean, everybody has the same deal. You're playing the same teams. But there are quirks in the schedule that I think you can kind of question, and I have some questions on the Grizzlies schedule this year.
I always said there are 2 NBAs. There is the entertainment NBA, and then there's the basketball NBA. And we had moved into the entertainment NBA scenario. It was with Ja. It was now you Dez is moving up, Jaren, defensive player. You're moving up into entertainment NBA. It took 1 season for us to slip back down into back into the NBA. And because of that, your schedule then reflects in a lot of ways those situations.
Tune in to the Night Court podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Ja Morant and Zach Edey were videoed in the lab working on pick and rolls, and it got everybody hot and bothered.
Oh man, working on pick and rolls, post entry pass, lobs, like follows where Ja was crashing, Edey was coming in behind him, cleaning up. Like it made me fired up. He just looks so fluid and so smooth next to Ja that they look like a match made in heaven for their skill sets.
It's just nice to see it because it's all theoretical. Everybody's got a hot take when the Grizzlies used the number 9 pick to draft Zach Edey, a 7'5" big man out of Purdue. This should work. This may do this. This may do that. We've just talked ourselves to death about Zach Edey and Ja Morant. So it was nice, even for a 30-second clip, just to see that they were actually working on it.
Tune in to the 2 Buck Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Friday at 3 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. We typically plan this show at least a good hour before we get in, right? Before we do what we gonna do. And I said, all right, man, breaking news. Scrap that.
Yeah, you scrapped it.
That Cam Newton thing was gonna be inside the same brass. Yep. I gotta get Cam up out of here. I have a non-sports story that's it's funny to me. There are people that are Usher's on some type of tour, right? And people are accusing Usher of using the body double. This type of stuff sounds crazy to me, but I'm with the people on this one.
Can I show the videos?
Please show
please show it.
Please show it.
Oh no, I got one more.
Stop playing with me.
That ain't Usher, bro.
That is not Usher, bro. That's a church Usher. Come on, bro.
That's like King Bach. You know who King Bach is? That's King Bach.
Yeah,
That's King Bach, bro. That ain't Usher.
Then they had somebody with singing Kids Bob Usher out there, bro. What are we doing, bro?
He said, yeah.
That's clearly not Usher, bro.
No, that's not Usher.
Wait, what is Usher doing, man?
Man.
Okay, maybe we're getting trolled too. Maybe it was understood that wasn't Usher.
I'm thinking it. That's what I'm thinking. He got it.
There's no way, bro. We all getting trolled. Like this probably a fake video, bro. Like
I thought it.
Usher probably not even in concert. Man, Google that, bro.
That's his stunt double, bro. It made me think about Cameron and Mace got a podcast, right? And one episode, Cameron had the stunt double in his place.
Yes, and it pissed Mace off so
And
bad.
Mace was so mad. I didn't see that video.
He almost left, bro. He almost left the show.
What
He was
are we
like,
doing, bro? Like, bro, I think we get played with, bro. I don't think that's a real clip. Bro. I mean, there's no way Usher thought like there's no way Usher did that. How this is gonna work? Like, ain't no way. No, ain't no way, bro. Nah, that's fake. Like, I really feel dumb now because I really feel like we put up a fake clip. Like, that's fake, bro. There's no way. There's some kind of Usher appreciation show, and somebody recorded, hey, Usher had a body double.
I mean, dude, I'm in a forum right now that's talking about it. It's the only place I can find that's actually talking about it.
Yeah.
And they're saying, I was there. It was him. He was just drunk.
Ain't no way, bro.
I don't.
Ain't no. Stop. All right, that made it even worse. I'm done. I'm done recording. That made it even worse. Like, so now that people say, yeah, that was Usher, he was drunk. No, bro. Dude's body structure didn't like Usher. His face.
That was Usher.
I hate to be the body structure and jawline.
That wasn't even T. Moran.
That wasn't even T. Moran, bro.
He looks like his face looks smaller, like skinnier than Usher's does. Like Usher's kind of got a wide cheekbone, like
he don't keep it like Tommy Davidson, bro.
Yeah, somebody said it was Tommy Davidson. Man.
That's what he look like. That's exactly what I thought.
Hey, I'm straight, man. I'm done. I'm done recording. Man.
Tommy Davidson with a little goatee, like a little fake
like,
beard.
Man, I've been doing Vegas every night for 2 years. I deserve to bring some mom on stage going, yeah.
His voice, the way he danced, he was like, yeah. Yeah.
Man, come on, bro. Man, it's our Harlem shaking up there. Hey, man, stop playing with me.
Who would be Parish Sharkey's body double? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Man, you know who Paris look like to be?
I never heard y'all.
This is gonna be the most. No, you ain't heard this one. This is gonna be the most vague. You gotta do some research. All right, Kenny, me and you are older. You remember Pee Wee's Playhouse, bro?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Paris always reminded me of Randy from Pee Wee's Playhouse, bro.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
Don't put it on the screen, man. Don't bust my boy out, man. Paris always reminded me of Randy.
I got to go get this joint.
Hold on.
Hey.
He's red, like he has red undertones. He got the freckles.
Got the freckles. Dog, everybody just shake the mess out of me.
That was low key tough, bro.
I've had some nasty ones towards me, but like,
wow,
like I said, like that's you ain't never heard them before. But Paris just always reminded me of Randy from Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Oh, true.
Paris got like that perfect head, bro, like a barber's, like a
I do
barber's
got like a square head. Yeah,
I
can see.
Paris got that perfect head, bro. Like that man got a barber's dream. But yeah, Randy from Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Wow.
That's tough, bro. That's
and
tough.
you know who Micah says I look like the gospel singer. I can't think of his name, especially when I wear my hair like this.
Oh, no.
He's a singer.
Fred Hammond.
Fred Hammond. Is that like
I can see that one. I can see that one.
Fred Hammond is one of the most awful dudes ever. You know, of course, Candy people say Kevin Love. That's a given. But yeah,
I got called Travis Kelce this week.
Yeah, Travis
times. And I'm like, no.
And of course, Michael, you know, Afro-Racing Goon.
I stay trying to check, man. What is anyway, bro. But yeah, we ain't doing no more body doubles. Hey, what's wrong with that shit, bro? So
bro, I'm gonna see you that video, Cameron, bro.
So people say that's a real Usher concert.
Yeah, that was supposed to be in his. He's doing that. What they call it, that residency
Yeah,
in Vegas.
Yes. Hey,
yes.
Man, we out, bro. I ain't gonna play with y'all, man. For Kenny Stubblefield, for Parish Sharkey, for Usher and his body double. T. Moran, where you at?
Tommy Davidson, where you at?
Yeah, Tommy Davidson, where you at? Check out my boys with the Daily Grind, man. Luke Hadamaker and one of the dudes from the $2 gonna be on there. I don't know who's gonna be.
It's OB. They switch it. Yeah,
they switch it up.
It's gonna be one of them. But hey,
shout out to Luke, man.
They them dudes MVPs right now because them dudes find something to talk about each and every morning at 7:30 in the morning. Goddamn it. So check them out. Check them out tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow morning because this is Wednesday show. So check them out tomorrow morning. Yeah, check them out. Go back and watch Chris Ingram's show, No Bluffing. Shot by Nye, Jaws' personal videographer is on there.
Yo, that story he told.
It's a Chris Ingram. It's a Chris Ingram exclusive because he won't even return my DM. But
bro, the story that Nye told about having an eviction notice on his apartment door. And the next morning, he turns his phone off, goes to bed, devastated because he's trying to build his business and he's not successful. Is he wasting his time? The next morning, Ja calls him. Is like, "I'm signing you right now." 2 days later, he was heading to Memphis, bro.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ja, I appreciate it. Can a brother get an advance?
That story, I was like,
that's dope. I gotta finish watching, bro.
Yeah, man. Nye, and because Nye's a former basketball player, like whatever. And anyway,
it's great super story, dope content, though, man. For real, it's super dope.
Great story.
And all you yahoos out there, they were acting like Zach Edey knocking down threes is a bad thing. Go deal with your center position PTSD, bro. Like if Zach Edey can shoot threes, that makes him probably the most unguardable dude in the league. so keep those type of things in mind. But like I said, for Kenny Stubblefield, for Parish Sharkey, this is Anthony Sain. We'll see y'all Friday, man, and we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.